Call out the names in the procession of the loved. Call from the blood the ancestors, here to bear witness to the day he stopped the car. We on our way to a great banquet in his honor. In a field, a cow groaned, lowing, trying to give birth. What he called front leg presentation. The calf come out nose first, one front leg dangling from his mother, a fatal sign, he said, while rolling up his sleeves of his dress shirt and climbed the fence. I watched him thrust his arms entire into the yet-to-be, where I imagined holy sparrows scattering in the hall of souls for his big mortal hands just to make way. With his whole weight, he pushed the calf back in the mother and grasped the other leg tucked up like a closed wing against the new one's shoulder, and found a way in the warm dark to bring both legs out into the world together. Then heaved and pulled, the cow arching her back, until a bull calf in a whoosh of blood and water came falling whole and still onto the meadow. We rubbed his blackness, bloodying our hands. The mother licked her newborn of us, oblivious, until it moved a little, struggled. I ran to get our coats, mine a green velvet cloak and his tuxedo jacket, and worked to rub the new one dry while he set out to find the farmer. When it was over, the new calf suckling his mother, leaving our coats just where they lay, we huddled in the car and then made love toward eternity. Without a word, drove slowly home and loved some more. So this is the day the fat boy learns to take the jokes by donning funny hats, my amaryllis, my buffoon of a flower. Your 4 white bullhorn blossoms like the sirens in a stadium through which the dictator announces he's in love. Then he sends out across the land a proclamation. There must be music. There must be stays of execution for the already dying. That's how your pulpy sex undoes me and your 7 leaves unsheathed. How you diminish my winter windows and beyond them, the Atlantic. How you turn my greed ridiculous. Now, it's as if I could believe in having children after 40, or walking these icy streets, greet sullen strangers like a host of former selves. So ask them in, of course, and listen like one forgiven to their crimes. Dance with us and all our secrets. Dance with us until our lies, like death squads sent to an empty house, put down finally their weapons, peruse the family portraits, admire genuinely the bride. Stay with me in this my exile or my returning, as if to fuck the tyrant one more time. Oh, my lily, my executioner, a little stooped here, listing. You are the future bending to kiss the present like a sleeping child. More than my 16 rented houses and their 80 or so rooms held up by stone or cinder block foundations, most facing north with useless basements, wrought iron fences to the curb, beat-up black mailboxes, eagles impaled through breast to edifice, or set like lighthouses some distance from the stoop 1,000 miles inland. or close enough to see the seagulls' settled mornings in the playing fields I passed on this continent and others as I walked my sons to school or to the train. More than the kitchen door frames where is carved the progress of their growth, one than the other on his birthday, backed against a wall, almost on tiptoe. And more than the ruler I've laid across their skulls, where the older's brown hair like my own, or the younger's blonde like his father's, covered abundantly what was once only a swatch of scalp I'd touch as they slept to know their hearts beat. More than the height at which, and in this house, the markings stopped like stairs leading to ground level, and they walked out into the world, dogged, no doubt, by the ghost of the man, their father, and the men who tried to be their father, their wildness. And more even than the high sash windows, and windows sliding sideways, through which I watch for them, sometimes squinting, sometimes my hands cupped on cold glass, trying to see in the dark my men approaching, my breath blinding me. The firstborn, surely, the man I would have married. The second, me in his man's body. More than the locks left open and the creaking steps, the books left open like mirrors on the floor, and the sinks where we washed our faces, and the beds above which our threefold dreams collided. I have loved the broom I took into my hands and crossed the threshold to begin again, whose straw I wore to nothing, whose shaft I could use to straighten a tree, or break across my knee to kindle the first winter fire, or use to stir the fire. Broom whose stave is pine or hickory, and whose skirt of birch spray and heather offers itself up as nest matter, arcs like the equator in the corner, could we see far enough, or is parted one way like my hair. Once I asked myself, when was I happy? I was looking at a February sky. When did the light hold me and I didn't struggle? And it came to me an image of myself in a doorway, a broom in my hand, sweeping out beach salt, soot, pollen, and pine needles, the last December leaves, and mud wasps, moths, flies crushed to wafers, and spring's first seed husks, and then the final tufts like down, and the red bud petals like autumn leaves, so many petals, sweeping out the soil the boys tracked in from burying in a new yard, another animal. Broom leaving intact the spider's webs, careful of those, and careful when I danced with the broom that no one was watching, and when I hacked at the floor with the broom like an axe, jammed handle through glass, as if the house were burning, and I must abandon ship, as I wept over a man's faithlessness, or wept over my own. And so the broom became an oar that parted waters, raft, keel, and mast, or twirled around and round on the back lawn, a sort of compass through whose blurred counter motion the woods became a gathering of brooms, onlooking or ancestral. I thought I could grow old here, safe among the ghosts, each welcomed, yes, welcomed back for once into this house, these rooms in which I've got down on hands and knees and swept my hair across my two sons' broad, tanned backs, and swept my hair across you, swinging in my head, lost in the motion, lost swaying up and down the whole length of your body, my hair tangling in your hair, our hair matted with sweat and oils and silm salts, lost, swaying, smelling you, humming, gone in the motion, back and forth, sweeping.